Wake up! Wake up! We're gonna lose the goddamn country! What is wrong with you?
I hate you!
Yeah. You tried, you failed. It looks like this election's over. So these radical leftists, check up on your friends because they're not doing well right now. Okay, check up on your Trump deranged uncle. Okay, your Trump deranged granny. Maybe you got a little daughter in college right now and she's becoming a little fake news propagandist, just like some of these people we see on TV. Check up on it because they're not doing good right now. The sentencing has been delayed because Judge Juan Merchan was scared. He's like, wait a minute, Kamala Harris is getting cooked in the polls. And he was like, man, we got to do something. He was like, one, they're going to say this is election interference because they've been saying that before. They keep saying it. It is. So I might be in trouble. And especially it looks like Trump is going to win. If he wins and they discover this election interference, your ass is grass. So that's one. And two, if you do sentence Trump prior to the election and he either goes to jail or gets on some sort of probation where he can't travel or something, then you have to deal with the fallout of Kamala Harris going even further down in the polls, Trump getting massive additional support, donations, the polls are just gonna skyrocket for Trump, and Kamala Harris is gonna fall off the face of the earth and most certainly gonna lose. Right now, she still got a little sliver. If she delivers the best, most fatal blow to Donald Trump that he's ever received, ever in a debate, Kamala Harris still stands a chance. But presuming that don't happen, this is their only hope. It's like, no. We can't sentence him. Don't raise no more charges. Don't sentence him. Jack Smith is an idiot. He should have stood down on them charges. You remember he just brought some new charges. Jack Smith tried to bring back the election interference charge. Like, fool. You should have waited because Teflon Don gets more support. Be smart like Judge Juan Merchan. Be a good, smart little fake news propagandist.
According to sources approved by sources to NBC News with direct knowledge, Judge Juan Merchan will sentence November 26, 2024, if necessary. So it is going to be adjourned until November 26, 2024. Obviously, that is a couple of weeks, several weeks after the election. Your reaction and how important that might be, Lisa?
You know, I'm not entirely surprised that Judge Merchan did that, Chris, for a few reasons. First, Judge Merchan isn't scheduled to rule on Trump's motion to set aside that verdict for evidentiary errors stemming from the presidential immunity decision by the Supreme Court until September 16th. And his lawyers made the argument that if sentencing was only 2 days later, they didn't have enough time to secure relief from either a state or federal appellate court between the 16th and the 18th. That effectively only gave them a day. The other reason that I'm not surprised is that the Manhattan DA itself didn't oppose the request. They gave Judge Merchan essentially a list of pros and cons, but said at the end of the day, the decision was his, that they believed that former President Trump should be sentenced expeditiously in the interest of justice, but they understood that there were factors that might weigh against going immediately to his sentencing. So I'm not surprised that Judge Merchan has now delayed the sentencing until after the election. But note also that he has made the sentencing proceeding still scheduled for 2024 and amply before the end of the year. That means that former President Trump could be facing a sentencing between his November election, should he win that November election, and his inauguration in January. Or conversely, if he loses, Judge Merchan may have made the calculation, no harm, no foul. The same sentence that I would have given him in September, I can give this man now again in November. So I think this is what many legal experts concluded would happen, particularly after the Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, and his team told the judge that they didn't really oppose the request by the former president's team to stay sentencing proceedings here, Chris.
Donald Trump reacted to this on Truth Social. He says, the Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg's little Oompa Loompa looking ass, the Manhattan DA witch hunt has been postponed because everyone realizes that there was no case. I did nothing wrong. It's a political attack against me by comrade, cackling, lying, fake, wannabe black Kamala Harris and other radical left opponents for the purposes of election interference, and is a case that should never have been brought. Absolutely, 100% agree. Nothing like this has ever happened in the United States of America. It is strictly third world banana republic stuff. Importantly, the public understands this. We sure do. And so does every legal scholar, expert, and luminary, including, and he got a bunch of names. I'm not going to go over the names here. I greatly appreciate the words "if necessary" being utilized in the decision, because there should be no if necessary. This case should be rightfully terminated as we prepare for the most important election in the history of our country. Make America great again. Right? So this guy is obviously happy that this occurred, because regardless of the fact that this could have gave Donald Trump a significant boost, is just something that you don't want to deal with. You're trying to run a damn election. You got to worry about the courts potentially sending you to jail, potentially putting you on probation. You got to wear an ankle monitor, whatever the hell crap you might have to deal with. And he still got to deal with like the Court of Appeals and all of this stuff. So even when the sentencing occurs, they got the sentencing occurring on the 26th of November now. So that's after the election. And even after that, if Trump wins, so now he still got to deal with it, and they could potentially still try to do election interference. Like, well, hey, maybe he won the election, but he never makes it back to the White House, because these people always try to make additional plans. But President Trump has his immunity argument. For those who don't know, presidential immunity is not a thing like, it's not like this crazy thing. A lot of people don't know this, including me. I didn't know this. But if you actually deal with courts, if you ever try to sue like the police, schools, hell, CDC, because all that pandemic stuff, these people have immunity. The organizations have immunity, and the people that work there have immunity. Sometimes absolute immunity, sometimes it's not absolute, but it's close to absolute immunity, where basically, unless they pretty much agree to you suing them, if they get tremendous political pressure to allow you to sue them, you basically can't even sue them. So it's totally out of your control. And even if y'all don't agree with the argument, or some people don't agree, the argument is that you can't sue. Like, Trump is a government employee too. He literally gets paid by, I guess, Congress somebody pays him. So he gets paid. He's a government employee. He might be at the top, but he's still inevitably getting paid, and he's still considered a public servant. So the whole point of the immunity thing is so you can't sue the pants off of every government organization for every little thing that they do. Just sue. And basically the government never does anything and never accomplish anything, because everybody keeps suing them all the time. Now, obviously, is the immunity clauses abused? Absolutely they are. But in the case of president, if anything it should apply to, in most cases, I think it should apply to the president, even if it makes the leftists mad. They done tried everything. They tried locking them up. They done tried taking them off the ballot. They done tried to RFK. They tried to remove him from the ballot, keep him on the ballot. Nothing's working. What else y'all radical leftists got? What else? Nothing's working for these freaking clowns, losers. They try everything. Like, what's next? You're gonna make all the illegal immigrants legal?
The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
So that they could vote for you before the election. I bet y'all want to do that so bad. It's too bad that you don't have the Senate majority in order to facilitate such a thing, because you know these radical leftists would try anything. Like, oh, we're just gonna pass something. We're just gonna pass legislation a week before the election to make all the illegal immigrants eligible to vote. I know, that's perfect. They will try anything. It's not gonna work, okay? You done tried it all. You done tried killing the man. You done tried removing him from the ballot, keeping him on the ballot. Nothing works. Rigged your primary. Why the hell would you have such a weak candidate competing against one of the most popular presidential candidates in United States history? I don't think there's ever been anything like Donald Trump before. For those of y'all who are older, y'all tell me. Because I know a lot of older people, and they said this is the craziest stuff they've ever seen in the United States. Is how far the radical left has gone. You got a freaking assassination attempts and all of this crazy fooling. We gonna put him in jail. We got him with a corn star. Like, these people are idiots. They put up a person who got last in her primary. Stupid.
You stupid. That's crazy.
They could have held a primary and they would have pissed off a lot of black folks to just override Kamala, even though she's not black. They could have tried to just throw her to the side. They're like, hey, she's not good. She got to compete. And if she doesn't compete properly, she loses. They could have did their gaslighting, but no, they were greedy. And they tried like this little middle school campaign, and now they're getting their ass kicked. So that's why they don't want to do this sentencing, because they know that this sentencing was going to be the final nail in the coffin for the Kamala Harris Tampon Tim campaign. They don't want to have that. So now they're running scared like little chicken shit pieces of garbage. Man, y'all better check up on y'all radical left friends. All them Trump deranged people y'all got. All them crazy, Trump, President 2025, all them freaking losers, nutcases. Y'all better check up on them because they're not doing good right now, and I'm glad. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
It was all bullshit.